So week 9 hasn't quite gone to plan, not quite the week I'd hoped it had been. I was fingers crossed bouncing back after Christmas and logging some good miles, but it just hasn't been the case. What is up guys, Andy Forrest Team Runner here. Welcome back to another video, and this is week 9 of my 10k challenge. First of all, a very happy new year to each and every one of you. Fingers crossed for a prosperous 2023. For each and every one of you, I'll be keeping my fingers crossed for lots of PBs this year. Welcome back to another training episode, and yes, excuse the background. It's New Year's Eve when I'm recording this and the house is chaotic, so I'm just having to grab a space and record wherever I am. I'm excited to dive into this. We can share another setback. Not that I want to make this one too dramatic, but an injury has caught up with me. So without further ado, let's find out what that is. So welcome to the featured run of this week's vlog, and patience is the name of the game. I'll explain why very shortly. I had an action-packed week lined up this week with some really juicy workouts, and once again I'm going to let Will tell you what they are.
Anyway, right then Raynard, let's talk about your training. So week after Christmas, probably many regrets are going through your head. I weighed myself the day after Christmas and I was half a stone heavier, and the run I had, wow, it was, should we call it a shatter peg special? Anyway, so your training. Hopefully, I know you've been feeling a bit under the weather, so I'm hoping you're feeling better so we can hit this week. I know you've had a few days off over the Christmas period. Absolutely fine. A few days off aren't going to hurt you, and you know what? Sometimes memories are what we live on. So I hope you had a great Christmas, bud. So easing back into it, I'm just going to go through an easy run with a few strides before we try and hit on the 28th. Hereford 10k, Hereford 10k. We're going to try and hit that as kind of more of a tempo effort, maybe a pickup at the end. Don't go absolutely bonkers on that. You've had a few days out and you haven't been feeling well, and there's bigger fish to fry. Main workout for the week, if we are feeling well and everything's going all right, that's going to be on the 31st, on the Saturday, last day of the year. Let's go smash it. So we're going to have 3 sets of 7 minutes hard, 90 seconds rest, 60 seconds hard, 60 seconds rest, 2 by 30 seconds, 45 seconds rest, then back into a 7 minutes. Basically, that 7 minutes is going to be above tempo, more towards your kind of 10k pace, and then ramping up before we have to go back into that 10k effort. Basically simulating being in a 10k and the pace having to be picked up and that you having to maintain that strong effort. It's looking around, so 7, 8, 9 minutes, 9 threes, 27 minutes of effort at a really high intensity, very an aerobic session. It's going to make you really strong, and it's going to be able to help you cope with getting deeper and deeper in the red, but still maintaining a strong effort. I hope you have a great one on that. Let's go get it. Last week before 2023, big things are happening. I hope you have a good one, fella.
And that all sounds fantastic, doesn't it? I was really looking forward to getting my teeth into this because post-Christmas, I had Hereford 10k on Wednesday. I had a workout. Oh, it was going to be a good week. And with two, what I would class as two and a half really decent weeks left before Lisbury, I was really looking forward to putting in the grind before Christmas. But the right glute has other ideas. Thursday night before Christmas, I did a little strength session. I rushed it. I was a bit of an idiot. I did it about 10:30 at night. I was knackered, but I was just in that mindset of I want to get the last strength session done. I did my last run, I think it was, or no, it was just before my last run. And I was like, right, this will be it for a few days. Let's have a good one. It's been a busy day. Let's get strength done. I was doing some squats with a kettlebell, and my form wasn't great. I was tired at 10:30 at night, you can imagine. And I just felt my right glute just tweak slightly, just a little pull. And I was like, oh. So I stopped the glute work. I did my core work, and hoped that 3 days off over Christmas would resolve the issue. Sadly, it's just not happened. I got out on Tuesday with Lee for a nice easy run, with Hereford 10k looming on Wednesday, and my right glute, in and around the glute med area, was just, how can I best describe it? It was dead. I had a dead leg, and that's what it felt like. I was dragging my leg around, and I was running this route that I'm on now with a few little hills, and I was dragging my leg up the hill. It was terrible. It's not necessarily painful. It really does feel like a dead leg, and I've had some quite sciatic pains, if you want to call them that, shooting down the hamstring and into the calf over the last few days. So I've had to abandon all plans this week. I had to abandon Hereford 10k, which for the third year in a row, I'm gutted. First year COVID, last year calf, this year glute, and I have resorted this week to just easy running and trying to have a little bit of patience. And so with all that in mind, what I decided to do is learn from past mistakes, maybe where I would have gone and raced anyway because I was desperate. Maybe I'd have pushed through because I can run, but this leg is just, it's quite useless to be honest with you. I did do some strides in that run with Lee just to see what it felt like, opening up the gate cycle. No different, just a dead leg. So I'm trying to find a happy medium. I'm trying to tick over with some easy miles, just out here on the trails, just having a week where I just take, let's call it a down week, let's call it a bit of a back step, in the hopes that, I think realistically, let me be realistic, I think end of next week I'll be able to inject some speed, unless it really gets better really quickly. I'm envisaging probably maybe Wednesday speed session. We'll see, there's no rush, and if I can't, I can't. I'm not gonna bust a gut. The goal is not to let the fitness go that we've built up for Lisry, but at the same time not jeopardize Lisry by doing faster work than my body can really handle. So yeah, bit of a disappointing one this week, guys. No workout to show you, but hopefully patience will mean I can get to the start line of Lisry okay. So yeah, it's been another frustrating week, but I am keeping my fingers crossed that I made a smart decision earlier in the week to back out of Hereford 10k and to basically just take the week easy. It's at that stage really where the glute is runnable as such, but it certainly couldn't handle any form of intensity. It's now Saturday, as I said, New Year's Eve when I'm recording this, and I've done another run since the clip, and it is marginally better again. So this is going to require patience, but I'm pleased to say it's trending in the right direction, and I'm hoping that by not racing, what that's allowed me to do is, as I say, keep the engine revving on low revs until I can hopefully put a bit more oomph into training for the remainder of this block. Now, just a reminder, because I'm remembering that I'm not clarifying this in each and every video. This 10k challenge was set with a 10k in mind. Sadly, that 10k never materialised. It was going to be the Speedway 10k. It was on Run Britain. There was a provisional date. This series had been planned around it, and sadly, that race, as I said, never materialised and hasn't happened. So I've had to swap the goal race to Lisry 8, which is an 8-mile road race. So just for those of you who aren't aware, I know this is a 10k challenge training series, but there won't be a 10k in this 12-week block. It's going to have to move until like the first couple of weeks of February, so it's going to be another 2 or 3 weeks, by which time will be a marathon training, and there'll be a marathon training series following this. So just sit tight. Let's see how we do at Lisry. Hopefully I can get, the goal really is to get as close to 10k goal PB pace as possible and out in Lisry, and see how we do. Weather's obviously unpredictable in January, but fingers crossed we have a non-windy day. Don't care if it's wet, but a non-windy day to go out there and attack a flat and fast course. So really what I want to do with this episode is just repeat the word patience and just say to you guys, look, if you're struggling with an injury or if something crops up and it doesn't quite feel right, I think my younger self probably would have pushed on with Hereford, probably would have gone and raced, probably would have done more damage. I'm trying to understand my body a bit more. I'm trying to make smart decisions, and I really am keeping my fingers crossed that if I can get a workout in next week, then this week's decision will be justified. And I think that's what I want to kind of project onto you guys for 2023. If things don't quite feel right, despite how frustrating it is, to miss a race, to miss that racing social aspect, or to miss something that you really want to miss. It is in the long term a better decision. With London, I can't lie, there's a tinge of regret that I pushed on with it. I did everything I could to get in the start line, but I just wasn't my body wasn't in a position to run a marathon, and I did way more damage than I needed to. And a month and a half after that, I was still suffering the repercussions of a bad back. So I've just got to say, I'm hoping that patience will be key for all of us out there, and I just want to extend that to you guys as a message. Just if something crops up, don't worry about it. And I want to extend a massive thanks to Will for being patient with me. I clocked 7 weeks of great training, or maybe it was 6. And the last 3 weeks have been riddled with illness, Christmas break, and now a bit of a glute niggle. But I'm hoping to get back on it because I was feeling as fit as I ever have with him. And I'm really excited to take his training forward into a marathon block as well. And finally, just want to say a massive thanks to the 3 companies that have had my back for ages. That is Noble Pro, Treadmill Specialists, discount in the description. X Miles, your fueling specialists, discount in the description, and Pure Sports, who are also, for me, recovery specialists, because I use their freeze roll and their recovery balm. Again, link in the description below. So just a massive thanks to those companies I've been working with for a long time, and excited to continue into 2023 with those guys as well. So we're going to wrap it there, guys. I just want to say a massive thanks to each and every one of you for following on this training series so far. I'm hoping we can have some awesome last 2 weeks of this training series. Let's see what happens and keep our fingers crossed. We can get back on the workouts and at least get to Lisry in some kind of decent shape. We'll see. Hopefully we'll get there. That's it for today. Happy New Year once again. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then.